Alright, the mass properties command, okay, that will give us some information, and you can also export that information. We're required for you to send us that file that you're going to export, as well as the actual drawing file. So that's part of your first assessment or project. So let's go with Massprop command. So you go Massprop, you actually type it in, Massprop, alright, and it's also in your program. On the second week, the first line, there's a few other commands there, like attributes in blocks, data extraction command, bcount, and massprop. Massprop is the one I just typed in. Okay, so there are ways of extracting information out of your file. Xlist and xdata on the reference column of your program is another way of adding information to line work or or anything in CAD. Now we won't go through those, but Massprop is one way of exporting this information. So let's go Massprop. Everything is union together, the theory has it. So we should be able to just click on this and enter. It comes up with this information. We enter to continue, and then when we do that, it says, do you want to write the analysis into a file? You say yes. I can click on yes or press Y and enter, and it will take me to somewhere to save it. Just note where you're saving it. I'll call this one slab 04, that's fine, whatever it is. There it is there. So that's gone to my drive somewhere. You can open that up with the normal text editor, like Notepad, and see what's in there. Okay, so we'll do that now. So why do we need to do that? Because we have to work out some, we've got a formula in week 2 that says we have to write the centroid on the project before you hand it in, and it's also got a formula of how to get the volume. Okay, I might not do all that, but I'll show you where everything is. Hang on a second. Let's go to the in my drive where I saved it, and have a look here and see what we can find in here. Alright, so we've got this file here. If I open this file up, when you first try and open it, it won't come up with a notepad, but it will ask you to choose a program to open it with, and you say yes, I want to open it with a notepad. Alright, so or just rename it as txt file, and it should still work. So this is what it's giving us. What you're interested in is this number here. Alright, that number there is a mass, and it says that's the volume. So the volume is basically take out 9 digits. So the volume is 23.6 cubic meters. But how heavy it is when we multiply it by 2.5 tons per cubic meter. That'll give us how many ton of concrete we should order. All right. So or how heavy it is actually. So that's the formula you need to do and write in your drawing. Now what you need to do is insert the centroid somewhere in your drawing. To do that, the best way of doing it is to go about and pick up, in my instance, the centroid is at this location. Yours will be different, but you can copy this, and this is good enough. It's to 4 decimal points. It's good enough for what we want to do. Just put it down here. What the common mistake people are making is that they're pasting this here, which is fine. Then they're leaving a space. You don't leave a space. You just put in a comma, and don't leave a space after the comma. All right. So then you copy the next figure, which is a Y. Be careful you don't get that space because we don't need it. Copy that, paste it there. So no spaces, and the Z minus 213 something. Copy that and put the comma and paste it there. That's how we want it. Then we can reuse this in a number of ways. One is to allow us, I'll just highlight it, Control C to copy it, and we'll go back to AutoCAD, and we're going to place the centroid there. Now the centroid found a symbol of AutoCAD which you can just use, and this shows you how you can reuse content from AutoCAD or any other source really. But this is the one that came with AutoCAD. Okay, so under View there is a Tool Palette option, or Control 3 will bring that up, the shortcut key. So click that, and there it is. Now under Civil, which is that Civil tab there, there is a ball, not Imperial. We'll go down to a bore metric. This one here. There it is. I click it once, let go, and come back into here. The first time I'm doing it, it takes a little while for it to activate. But then it comes up and it says, "Ooh, did you want to bring it in at 1:1?" No, I want to bring it in at 1:100. Actually, it's a mistake I have overlooked. Down here, it should have been set to 1:1 in my status bar, 1:100, but it's 1:1. So when it's 1:1, it always asks you. So it's a good thing it does. So I wanted 1:100. Otherwise, my symbol will be too small. So go OK, immediately changes that to 1:100 down here for you. All right, so now where am I going to put it? I'll just click here and I go Control V, and I'm just pasting those coordinates. Enter. Now it's gone there, but we can't see it. So if we change this to 2D or wireframe, we'll be able to see it. So there it is. That's my centroid sitting in there. All right, so that looks like about right. So that's the centroid. Okay, good. So that's in there. Now we need to write some information about where. So basically, what we're trying to do is have a final product that looks like this. That's the final product we want. Let's close this. So we want one that's split screen, and we want to have an X-ray, and we want to have a shaded edges or something over here. So, but what information we want to write is this. So we're going to basically we're going to mtext, and we write that information. You substitute your text that you got from your MPR into here for your centroid, for your volume, all right? And that's the formula for the volume, for the mass, whatever the answer is. When you of that there, that figure here, the 23.6, you multiply that by 2.5, gives you that figure, and you write it in mtext. I won't waste time doing that now, but basically it's mtext, but just a couple of things in mtext, and I'll just write one line. I just typed in MT, and I click here, and I click here. What you need to make sure is when the tool, sort of the tab pops up, eventually, where is it coming in? There it is, there it is. Okay, make sure that this is on a notative, this one here, right, like that, and then you can just put in the size of the text of 4, all right, and then formula is high, and enter that, and then we click here, and I can just write centroid. It's a bit too big, isn't it? I can't see it. Okay, well just close the editor. There. I'll just close it so I can see where I am, and I'll just double click it again. The numbers were just too big. There it is. Now I can spacebar and Control V to put that centroid in there. You might want to put it in a layer called text or something like that, and give it a different color, say red or whatever. So then that's it. Basically you do that. That's the first bit, and you right click and you put in the next bit, and so on and so forth. And just now I want to show you how to create this viewport. And we're here on view already. On the view tab, you can actually go into viewport configuration here and change that to 2 vertical like that. Then you can set one, we're working on this one now, on say that view, and perhaps an X-ray view, like that. And you can come over here, click, move this up, and perhaps this one can be shaded edges or something like that, like that. Anything you want. And basically this is what you hand up, this and the MPR file for your first project. Thank you. Let's see if I can find this and close it.